So now we study about the file opening modes. There are different type of modes which are used to open the file. So for only the writing purpose, only for the reading purpose, and for both the purposes. So file opening modes consist of different type of modes. So here the table for the different type of mode. This is a mode, meaning for this, and purpose. Why we use that mode inside the file. So here first mode is our iOS out. The meaning of this mode is to write. For the meaning, the purpose is to open file and write only. Write only means we have to, if we use this mode, then we have to open a file and only write. No need to read the file, no need to read a single character from a file. Second mode, iOS in. This is 2 dots. iOS in. The purpose of this is to read. Meaning is to read. Open file and for read only. Open file and read only. Only for reading purpose inside the file. If we create some file data.txt, this is a file, name as data.txt. Suppose I create a file. So if we use iOS out, so it is only used to write something inside the file. If we iOS of in, then it only used to read what are the data inside the file. So these are the 2 modes. Another 2 modes are, third one, iOS APP. It is used to appending. APP stand for many of this appending. Open file for appending data to in a file. Open the file for appending data to end of file. Open the file for appending data to end of file means to starting from open to close. Fourth one, iOS 8. It is another meaning. It is also appending mode, but here take us to the end of the file when it is opened. Take us to the end of the file if the file is opened. Means if the command is not end of the file, if inside the program in the main function will not write into the file, then if you write iOS of 8, then it is also append the file, take us to the end of the file if the file is opened. If file is remained open और file खुली रहेगी तो वो इस मोड्स के वजह से iOS 8 की वजह से ये फाइल को क्लोज कर देगा, end of file, and the file will be closed. Whatever written, what we have to write, what we have to want some data from the file, then these are the 4 mode which is very useful. Here we also see the main exact functions of this. So for gaining some, here for both iOS app and both iOS app and iOS 8 take us to the end of the file. In both the modes that open the file and append data to end of the file. Open file and appending the data to end of the file. Here in appending that file, take us to the file to the end of the file if file is opened. If the file opened, then take to the end position. File when it is opened. End of the file when it is if the file, it is better way to write, if the file is opened. अगर फाइल खुली रहेगी तो इन दोनों केसेस में हम अपेंडिंग करके फाइल को एंड ऑफ द फाइल में पहुँचने मतलब फाइल को बंद कर सकते हैं, दोनों केस को यूज़ करके. The difference between the two parameters is that iOS app allow us to add data to the end of the file only. The difference between iOS app, दोनों के बीच में तो डिफरेंस क्या है, अगर ये दोनों ही हमें एंड ऑफ द फाइल तक पहुंचा देता है. व्हेन फाइल अगर ओपन रह जाए, हम अगर फाइल को बंद ना करें, तो अगर हमें एंड ऑफ द फाइल तक ले जाता है, तो इन दोनों के बीच में डिफरेंस क्या है? दैट डिफरेंस बिटवीन टू पैरामीटर दैट iOS ऐप एंड iOS 8, इन दोनों के बीच डिफरेंस क्या है? तो डिफरेंस इतना ही है कि iOS ऐप जो होता है, iOS ऐप allows us to add data at the end of the file. मतलब एंड करते वक्त भी हमें ये अलाउ कर देता है iOS ऐप टू राइट सम डेटा, ऐड सम डेटा inside the file. So whereas in the case of not in the case of iOS 8, so the only difference between these two allowed us to add data at the end of the file. iOS 8 is not allowed to add the data inside of at the end of the file. So here are the file opening modes, 4 different type of file opening mode. So we already studied about the different type of file opening modes. So we studied about iOS out, iOS in, iOS app, iOS 8. So in that table we see about that iOS app and iOS 8 has similar features. That why both the file is used to allow the data which going to the end of the file. So what is the main difference between them? The main difference between the allowed to add data at the end of the file. Whereas iOS 8, iOS app is allowed the data at the end of the data. You can add some data if you create a directory data.txt over here. So in data.txt use allow us to add data, whereas iOS 8 is allowed to add data as well as modify the data anywhere in the file. If you want to modify the data, suppose you have to make change inside the data, then you can change through iOS 8 mode. You can change, you can add data or modify data anywhere in the file. The basic syntax you can see inside the program is to open a file of name data.txt like this. Data.txt, this is file is created, file is open data.txt. iOS of out means it gives the output of the file, whereas iOS of in inside the file, whatever written in the file is read out and shows that as the output of the program. So the main difference between iOS app and iOS 8 is like first to add data. iOS app is allowed to add data into the file, where iOS 8 is allowed to add data as well as to modify the data anywhere in the file. So the basic syntax over there is fstream of file dot open, and if you want to close the file, then you can write end of file of data.txt. So here it is in the file of the data.txt of iOS out and iOS of in. So you can write data.txt dot iOS out, iOS in. So it is used like this. Coming to the next, that is the important operation, that is file pointer. So let us start with file pointer. What is exactly the file pointer? File pointer. So file pointer, it is basically it have a two associated pointer known as file. Each file have two associated pointer. We can write each file have associated with associated pointers known as file pointer. Pointers known as file pointer. So file pointer is defined if file has been associated with pointers known as file pointers. So each file is associated, like one of them is output pointer, another one is input pointer. In file, two conditions are there. If you want to add some data to the input pointer, or you want to get some data or reading some data or get a final result of the what is the final situation of the file, then output pointer is there. So if you define one of them, one of them is an input pointer, then input pointer, or you can say get pointer, and another is known as output pointer, output pointer, or you can say put pointer. The input pointer used to get, this pointer, given pointer is used, this pointer is used for reading the content of a given file location, whereas the output pointer is used to writing of a given file location. So one of the pointer we use in a file pointer, each pointer associated with a pointer known as file pointer. One of them is output pointer and the one is the input pointer. The input pointer is one of them is input pointer, that also we can say get pointer. Another pointer in output pointer, that is also called as put pointer. So this pointer the input pointer used to reading for the reading purposes of the content of the given file location. What is the file location is there? If you suppose that the get.txt, data.txt, if you want to read the file location, then it is used as a input pointer, because it store the address of the location. Pointer is, you already studied about the pointer. The pointer is the basic of the reading, getting the address. Here the getting the address of the file location. Whereas in case of output pointer also used to writing the get file of the file location. Whatever the if you want to reading the file at the read mode or write mode, getting the address, getting the file location, or you can say address. That is the work of the pointer. So here discuss about the file pointer. It is associated with the pointers known as the file is associated with the pointer. Where the file is attached with the pointer, then it is associated with the pointer, that is file pointer. The one of them is output pointer and input pointer. The input pointer is also known as a get pointer. Output pointer also known as a put pointer. And the for the input pointer we can say input pointer used for reading in the content of the given file location, whereas output pointer is used to writing the file in the given file location. So here we studied both the pointers and what is both the different types which is associated with the file pointer, that is input and output pointer. Now we already covered the file pointer, input and output mode. Now coming to the function for the manipulation of file pointer. So let's start with different topic. That is function for manipulation of file pointer. Function for manipulation of file pointer. In this we studied about the 4 type of parameters which is used in the function of manipulation of file pointer. First, sec g, small form, sec p, then tel g and tel p. So these are the functions for the manipulation of the file pointers: sec g, sec p, tel g and tel p. So what is the description of all these file pointers? Sec g it is used to move get pointer input to specified location. Moved get pointer, or you can say input, to a specialized location. Moved get pointer output to the specialized location. Whereas in sec p, the sec p is the function pointer which is used to move the put pointer output to the specialized location. Moved get pointer, put pointer, put pointer, that is the output, we already studied about it, to a specialized location. Whereas in the case